Okay, so I rode the Huracan 300 last weekend. This is my bike. It's a Salsa Fargo tie frame extra large. I built it up in June of 2020 and it's pretty much done all of my endurance bikepacking rides since. So I've never done one of these videos before. I think it's cool when people do them, but I'm just going to run through my gear and how I had my bike set up for the ride. The route was the Huracan Lite, which is 321 route miles. It is not necessarily a gravel route, but it is gravel friendly. This is obviously a drop bar mountain bike. I ran 2.2 inch Continental Race Kings 29ers. My gearing was 10 to 42 in the rear and a 36 tooth up front. Felt like my gearing was spot on. I did the route, completed it in just under 29 hours, so 321 route miles in just under 29 hours. Basically straight through with no sleep. So I'll get to the bags. I had this half frame bag, like 4 liters, and had my rain jacket, had this is just a bag of electronics, cables for charging, an extra battery for my Phoenix Lite. There was a cache battery in here, a battery bank. That's somewhere else. Took it out during the ride and was using it. And then my emergency bivy. Didn't end up using the bivy. I think the bivy is about the only thing on the bike I didn't use during the ride, since I didn't sleep. So that was the half frame bag. And then up front, I've got like a 3 liter front bag. This is my orange vest. Something's inside the, oh, I know what it is. My lightweight smart wool beanie. Use that quite a bit. My Phoenix helmet light. I don't like riding with the light on my helmet the entire time. Like it's a couple 100 grams, like not too heavy, but basically when I'm not using it, I take it off and store it somewhere off my helmet. Here's the 10,000 milliamp battery bank that I brought with me, and it's down to 30% power, so made it through the ride just fine. Some hot hands that I never used, and extra pair of wool socks that I didn't end up needing. Lightweight sun sleeves. I used these. I also used some arm warmers during the ride. I changed them up. I had several layering setups that I did. Some smart wool thin socks that I doubled up with my merino socks at one point. These are my Tifoli transition glasses. They go from almost clear to a light tint. That's everything inside the main compartment of the bag, and then I had some Visine drops because I wear a contact and I needed that for when my eyes were dry. Spare rear flashy light, knife, salt tabs, and this is chamois butter ultra. It comes in a 5-ounce tin. I didn't need to bring an entire 5-ounce tin, so I just got a little bit out and put it in this little container. So that's my front bag. My rear bag is 1 liter. And I'm not not going to empty the entire thing. I'm just going to say there is a spare tube in here. My repair kit is in here. Some extra parts like screws and such that I might need. So this is like maintenance and repair. The only reason I had to get in here for the entire ride was I kept my lube for my chain in here, and I re-lubed my chain twice during the ride. And then I have the top tube bag, gum. I joke that gum is my power animal. I basically need to have a piece of gum whenever I'm riding. Some Burt's Bees chapstick, I could have used that more. Mio sport drink to mix in with my water and get some electrolytes. This is my multi-tool. It is the Blackburn Big Switch multi-tool. I keep that in the top tube. Generally I'm fidgeting or having to adjust something during a longer ride at some point, so this is like my hex heads and everything. Use that. My Gerber dime. Gummies. This is a puncture Dynaplug puncture kit. This is a carb powder and pre-workout mix. This is one that I had left over, so I added those to my water bottles. Tylenol. Took some of those. And a lighter, and there's a little bit of change in there, and that's it. I had, there's a second tube right here. The Ride Organizer Single Track Samurai requires 2 spare tubes on this ride, so my second spare tube is right here. I had 2 30-ounce water bottles. Water resupplies were many. There was not really a shortage of water. And then on the side over here, toothbrush, toothpaste. I did brush my teeth once during the ride. Some wet wipes. This right here is just water purification tabs. It was also a requirement to have either a filter or a means of purifying water. So these are just tabs from the bottle, because I didn't want to bring the bottle with me. Fit in there. And what else do I have? Just an emergency chamois butter, which I didn't need. And then my medical kit, which is pretty basic. Some ointment and some Band-Aids, sterile pads, simple kit. So that's that. I run with a triangle always. I also had a whistle with me that I always run on rides, and that's pretty much my bike and my setup and how I was geared up for 320 miles of Florida mixed surface awesomeness on the Huracan Lite endurance route. Thanks. I figure just to be thorough, I'll show what I wore. So I had this short sleeve Smartwool intranet base layer on the entire ride. That is a jersey by Bellwether. Big fan of Bellwether stuff. Those are Primal bibs with nifty pockets on the sides. That is my Smartwool lightweight beanie. It's like a 100-weight beanie. Generally that covers me pretty well when it's getting chilly or cold. Cheap Amazon orange vest, arm warmers, knee warmers, smart wool, like a medium weight sock. Those are the sun sleeves. I called these smart wool by accident in the bike breakdown video, but these are Swiftwick socks that I wore as a combo with the smart wools at some point. Those are some Pearl Izumi medium weight socks beside those that I didn't end up using. They're a little bit lighter weight than the thicker smart wool ones. Those are some Hind running gloves, actually. The first morning was 37 degrees, and I wore those over my Bellwether lightweight long-fingered gloves that I was wearing. And then that first morning when it was 37 degrees, I also wore my Montbell Versalite rain jacket as a wind barrier. So that's what I was dressed in. I layered all this stuff up in different ways, but I used every bit of this save for the Pearl Izumi socks during my ride in some combination.